But the next evolution for Ja is he got to learn to make the players around him better.
Stephen A., you agree with Sir Charles?
I do not agree with Charles Barkley at all. He is one of the leading candidates for league MVP honors as far as I'm concerned. He is averaging 29 a game on 48% shooting from the field and a career best 40% shooting from three-point range.
2 points a game. Here's the quick inbound. Midcourt, Morant. Good!
How about Ja there at the end of the first quarter from half court?
Ja Morant has gotten some buzz lately, and for good reason. But unfortunately, it comes at the expense of Luka Doncic.
Who would you take to start a team right now? Doncic or Morant?
Doncic?
Yeah, from Dallas. That's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
I would take Morant probably.
So would I. But Luka Doncic is special
He's
too.
great player.
Wait, they're talking about the same Luka Doncic that cooked my Raptors, and oh man, he had his way with Precious, man. So amazing to watch.
The patience, gets to that right hand. That's too easy.
Not a lot of guys can make this play.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys has that kind of a hezzy.
And this is something, by the way, that, Stephen A. and the crew, they talked about Luka Doncic in March, and that was back when ESPN ranked the top young players under 25. Luka Doncic, number 1, and the debate was between Luka and Ja for MVP.
I'm going to go with Ja Morant at number 1. Because last time I checked, as spectacular as Luka is offensively, as spectacular as he may be in the postseason, Ja didn't fold in the postseason when he arrived.
Are we really going to compare their 2 playoff run and say they're even? No. Luka had a much better start to the playoffs than Ja ever did.
And looks for Finney-Smith. It's a loose ball, and Luka picks it up. Some Luka magic!
Just like he did in that clip. I mean, he tortured the Clippers. And Jalen Rose, he gave it to us straight up.
And we had this conversation before, and I spoke prematurely because I overlooked what Luka did in the playoffs last year against the Clippers. And he was outstanding, around 36, 8, and 10. Closeout game, he had 46 points. And so the triple-doubles that he's had throughout his career.
I know guys like Westbrook, they made a triple-double mean less to some people, but this guy is getting 40-point triple-doubles in the postseason. And this season already has 2 40-point triple-doubles in this. So that's crazy.
Outside.
He takes it inside.
And who could forget Game 7 last year? The Luka special. This was just one of the best moments in NBA history.
We're going to be seeing this photo for a long time. The Phoenix Suns are going to be seeing this for a long time. This shot will hang on permanent display in the Museum of Ass Kickings.
Now, he did say this before the collapse of the Suns happened, before Luka Magic, the Luka special. He said this in March, right? It's still a bad take nonetheless.
People are going to travel from all over to reminisce about the time the Phoenix Suns lost by 33 points in a Game 7.
And Ja Morant, there are some things he does better than Luka. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, defense.
And on top of it all, he shows up on defense as well. I'm not saying that he's some stout defender, but he is significantly better than Luka.
There's no way Luka would do something like this in a play.
2-point game. Big lead for New Orleans has been set.
Oh, we out. See you later.
Yeah, what a steal. Wasn't that something? Here comes Morant.
Morant on the break. Good.
How about that? Behind the back and takes it. Paul Volson got it.
And there's a reason these 2 players are talked about highly as they are at the moment. They're both great.
A literal jaw dropper.
The 3 up, Murphy. Morant, takes off and changes and puts it down with the offhand.
The left. Hands in the air?
They need to stop the game after that. Stop the game for 5 minutes.
Like the hype, at this point it was getting insane.
I got people this morning in our meeting telling me 2 things. Ja is the MVP, and the Grizzlies are going to win the West. What do you make of either or both of those?
Both, Greeny. Both are very possible.
And you look at how Ja Morant started the season. Historical stuff, truly. But Luka Doncic was slated to win the MVP this season yet again. And I think Stephen A. Smith even agreed with this assessment.
What do you think, Stephen A.?
I think a point guard playing for a point guard goes a long way. I think this is about Luka. You got to remember, he's an international figure, and there are international votes when it comes to this kind of stuff. So understand that that's an advantage, a distinct advantage he has over the superstar that is Ja Morant.
Okay, that's false, okay? Let's just first settle this, okay? only 8 of the 100 voters for MVP was affiliated with a network outside of the USA. This is just insane. Now, Stephen A., you're not slick, okay? Using Luka being European as a talking point of him winning MVP. You think, oh, people are not going to think I'm xenophobic now. No. It's even worse now because now you're dismissing what he's actually doing on the court.
Luka Doncic is a bad somebody, as in great. He is something special. But here's the thing, Kendrick Perkins. Even though the NBA has done a magnificent job of globalizing its sport and its brand, Luka is truly a global figure. Ja is a national figure representing a global brand who's so spectacular, he'll have that kind of impact.
As we know, this argument is false.
But I think when it comes time to vote, you're gonna see votes flowing in from Slovenia and Czechoslovakia and Croatia and Lord knows where else. But it's Serbia everywhere. There's gonna be votes coming in from all over the damn world for Luka. And that's what I don't think now. Now I think it's safe to say that as marvelous, as spectacular, and gifted, and box office as Ja Morant is, I think it's safe to say that when it comes to the peeps in Europe, they gonna flood the voting booth for the MVP of the NBA for Luka more than Ja. I don't think it's insulting to point that out.
What? This is some of the most condescending, most patronizing things I've ever heard from a guy talking like, come on, man, about sports too. He's talking about sports like this. He's making it out to be that, oh, Luka being a foreigner, being from overseas is somehow an edge, when this whole time you guys are biased for these American players because they're American players, because they're from the US. And it's like, give the guy his credit. Give the guy his flowers for once.
He's accounted for 42% of his team's points, total points, whether he's on the floor or not, points and assists. That's not even including when he makes a pass to somebody who gets fouled and makes free throws. All right, he's never shot over 59%. 58.7, I think, is his best true shooting percentage. He's at 63%. They have the slowest pace in the league. Luka dissects the defense. He dissects the defense. Slowest pace in the league. He's averaging 50 points per 100 possessions. 50. It's insane.
And if you're still not convinced of what Stephen A. is doing, just listen to the man himself say this.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, player-wise, they right there. But Luka's an international figure, a global figure. And because of that, I think that gives him the edge. And I think that they continue to play, both of them continue to play this way. Luka will still win the MVP vote by a landslide because of that mere fact out there.
So much wrong with that, man. It pisses me off. Now we got to talk about the Chuckster.
I love my man Charles Barkley. And a lot of things he says I agree with, and even some of the things he says I don't agree with. So what? We all got our opinions. But I'm not going to sit here and let anybody imply that, Ja doesn't make players around him better and No, that's not him. That's not him. He is a superstar.
Because he's also wrong when he says that, oh, Ja Morant doesn't make his players better. It's just an insane thing to say.
No, when you're a great player, you can get your shot anytime you want to. But to take that next step...
You don't think he makes them better?
I'm saying the players around him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's added that to his game yet.
I gotta be honest, man. This just sounds like Chuck hating, man. It's just, this is the sort of thing that Colin Cowherd would say. I mean, he did say it with Draymond.
You fanboys out there, you love your Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony. They've never made a teammate better. John Wall's never made a teammate better. Westbrook has never made a teammate better. Draymond Green has made every teammate he's ever played with better.
And honestly, man, I don't want to make this video out to be like I'm bashing Ja Morant because no. Look, I've made this video in the past where, Ja Morant and Giannis were being compared by Stephen A. And it was quite frankly a ridiculous take.
But what Ja Morant can do, Lord have mercy. I got to tell you. I can't sit up there and definitively say I'd rather have Giannis come playoff time at this moment because I don't know what the hell I'm going to see from Giannis.
Sounds like you're...
Ja Morant already gets hated enough for, doing his gritty.
If I ain't like that, I don't know who is.
And I know a lot of Warriors fans, they've subscribed to my channel with that video of Curry, but come on, guys. This has to be the lamest talking point I've ever heard. cringing over a guy that just dances. He's having fun out there. Like, what the hell? Like, this is cool to me. Like, I love seeing these guys dance, celebrate when they win games. And really, these two, Luka and Ja, they're great. They're the future of the NBA. And, you know, Memphis, I mean, they got some studs. I mean, Desmond Bain is just so good right now.
You have just leveled up your shooting. Literally every single year. You made 44 threes this season alone. For context, that's more than Kevin Durant and Trae Young combined.
And obviously, this Grizzlies roster, it's not just with Ja being electric and the most entertaining player to watch in the NBA. No, it's the city.
Make no mistake, he is a star personified. He is box office. He is spectacular. He gets better and better and better every year.
The city, itself has a blue collar mentality. You got to work for everything in the M, and we take pride in that. We ain't scared to get grimy, and we got the best fan in the league.
But come on, Stephen A. You didn't think we're gonna get to what Mad Dog said later on in this same clip?
Now, the one thing you did not put in here, they would not have gone 20-5, Dallas, if Luka was not if he missed 25 games.
Okay.
Last year, Memphis went 20-5 when Morant was out.
It's actually even worse than that, okay? The Memphis Grizzlies at one point were 20-2 without Ja Morant. The only reason why they lost the last 3 games without him is because it was towards the end of the season when they were resting their guys.
Now, if you put Luka in that situation and they're playing Golden State and he missed 3 of those games, you think those games are going to be 4-point games or 2-point games?
Why am I having to make videos like these, honestly? Like, I know that gets the views, but Ja Morant played Zion-less Pelicans and they lost.
Ja Morant, Morant, whatever.
No,
first of all, I told you, I don't even like the kid because anybody can't got but 2 letters in their name can't be real.
Hey,
just kidding, Ja Morant.